keep an eye on the people that are joining in the lobby. All right, here we go, team. I'm going to repeat. I'm going to say the affirmation. You're going to repeat after me. Here we go. I am a top producer.
I am a top producer.
All right, all right. Hold on. I know it's Monday. I get it. It's Monday. Whatever you got to do, if you got to pretend a seller just called you saying, "Hey, I saw you online. I'm thinking about listing my home. Can you help me?" If you got to pretend this is $1 million buyer saying, "I got a pre-approval letter, cash to close, and I already found the home. Can you write the offer?" I don't care what you got to do, but get your energy up because you guys know you are what you attract what you are. Your level of vibration will attract what it is you're vibrating at. So I want you guys to raise your frequency, raise your vibration, force yourself to be a sales professional in those moments you don't feel like it the most. And I'm going to challenge you again. Here we go from the top. More energy, more excitement. Bring that A game. Here we go. I am a top producer.
I am a top producer.
I am a top listing agent.
I am a top listing agent.
I am a top buyer's agent.
I am a top buyer's agent.
I close deals easily and effortlessly.
I close deals easily and effortlessly.
I will exceed my financial goals this year.
I will exceed my financial goals this year.
All right, we're going to yell, "Go win" on 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Go win. All right, team. Welcome to the call today. Happy Monday. My name is Gabe Mendez. And as you guys know, I always have a lot of energy. It's just I'm excited to be alive. And Mark Losh, my partner here, my business partner. Actually, for those who don't know Mark Losh, he's going to introduce himself in a moment. But let me just kind of share with you why I love Mark Losh. Mark Losh is incredible for a lot of reasons. The most important one I think is most awesome is that he's Mexican. He speaks fluent Spanish. You never know. No, I'm just kidding. That's not my favorite part, but that is one of my favorite parts. This guy's intelligent, hardworking. He's actually been the right hand to the C-level executive team over at Realty of America. When it comes to new agents who've onboarded at the San Diego office, this guy's been responsible for taking agents from new levels of production to top levels of production. So everything on the administrative back end of this building this company, Mark has been instrumental in taking agents and also taking the executive team from the start to the next level. And we're honored to call Mark Losh our upline. He is my direct sponsor who brought me into Realty of America. So I hope that just speaks volume on his character. Mark, talk to us. Who's Mark Losh? Give us a quick 60 seconds, brother, and then talk to us about, we got a lot going on, man, that happened over the last 5 days. What's going on?
We do. Thank you so much for that intro, man. Honestly, I want you to give the speech at my wedding. Let's go. No, in all seriousness, very fortunate to be here. Son of immigrants, fathers from Poland, mothers from Mexico. So grew up in a multicultural household. Anything, that was politics and news related, my dad had me watching C-SPAN from the age of 6, like just to be connected to what's going on in the world, right? Because both my parents were immigrants. So everything and new legislation that came in affected them directly, which then affected, myself as a kid. And I've taken that, love of it, and now I've turned it into a career, which I'm happy to say I sit on NAREP's board in San Diego as a government affairs director. I also sit on the government affairs committee for our local association. Got to go to Sacramento, meet with senators, state assembly people to speak about how real estate impacts our everyday constituents here at our local and state level markets. So I'm about as plugged in as you can be because that's just what I love to do. Don't get paid for any of that, but that's just where I enjoy, my time. And also selling real estate, just like y'all, I'm a full-time realtor. And, so I understand what y'all are going through on a daily basis. So my goal is to educate y'all and give y'all facts to be able to calm the tensions of your clients as you go forward. Because as Gabe mentioned, over the last 5 days, we've probably seen the largest amount of unrest that we've had since 2005, since the US went in and invaded Iraq. Now, everybody thinks that we're, going into World War III, right? It's going to be Iran, Russia, and China. They're going to team up against the Western world. I can say that that's most likely not going to happen. Reason being is, Putin came out and he said, hey, there's over 2 million Russian Jewish people in the country of Israel. We don't want to go attack our own people. So that right there completely eliminates it. China does not want to go to war with the US because that's bad for business. Their whole economy is based off of selling products to us. And why would they sell to their, largest consumers? So we can eliminate that. The one thing that I will have y'all keep an eye on is the price of oil. Since the Middle East, bombing started, first with Israel, dropping missiles into Iran, price of oil has gone up 11%. Now, right now, it's right around mid 70s for a barrel of oil. That plays huge factors into our own real estate economies. Reason being is that there are over 7,000 petroleum-based products that are made with oil. All of our housing material is oil-based. The trucks that we need to get our materials to jobs, that's all oil-based. So as long as the price of oil doesn't creep up above $70 to $80 per barrel, we're going to be okay. But if we start seeing it go back into the hundreds, like we saw back in 2009, 2010, that's when our economy is going to slow down. We're going to see massive raises in inflation, which is going to cause interest rates to go up. So right now, the Fed hasn't put out an official statement yet as to whether or not they are going to raise rates. But I did just look at the 10-year Treasury yield. There was a slight dip in that. Now, that's just the Fed being reactive to it. We're not seeing these huge rate drops, that people are saying, oh, there's going to be a war, we're going to see huge rate drops. No, that's not the case. If there is, chances are rates are going to go up, making it a little bit more difficult for buyers to get qualified. Lenders are going to tighten up on credit requirements if inflation rates go up, because they're going to be more hesitant to just lend money out. So, but right now we're not there yet. Those are just what if scenarios. One thing that I can tell, is one thing that I am telling all of my clients is what is important to you right now. Is it important that you maximize on the equity that you have built over the years on the property? Then we need to go ahead and sell it today. Are you concerned about, your rents going up? Are you concerned about your housing stability? Then now is the time that you need to buy. If you financially qualify and you have a job that's not, company secure, but industry secure, because we know companies, right? They hire, they fire all the time. If you're in technology, okay, your company, has mass layoffs. There's more and more companies being started in the technology sector that there's going to be jobs that need to be filled. We have been growing jobs month over month since 2023. There hasn't been a dip, which is why rates are still continuing to be where they are. The Fed wants to see job losses to be able to lower interest rates to lower inflation. That is counterintuitive, but that's just the way that the Fed operates. So for your clients, let them know we're okay. Everything's fine. This is, just another thing happening, thousands of miles away, and just not to panic. My mom called me the other day. She goes, Mark, we need to finish your Mexican citizenship because I'm afraid you're going to get drafted. I'm like, Mom, I love you, but that's just not how it works, right? I'm not, going to get drafted into a war to go to the Middle East. We're fine. So
I want to make sure to touch on that point. If anyone has any thoughts or questions you want to add, maybe you've been doing some independent research, this is an opportunity. Open up the mic, chime in. We want to hear our leaders voice their thoughts too. Mark is opening up a really important discussion because all of us need to have some sort of, what do they call it? Bullets in the chamber when you're having conversations with your clients today, tomorrow. I'll tell you firsthand, my conversations with my clients over the weekend have been really interesting. Exactly what Mark was just talking about. Yesterday, I had a client call me and say, hey, I just found out what happened. We need to get our property listed now. And they're selling their place to go buy something in Mexico. That was a plan already they were going to do regardless. But given the political environment, what's happening with Iran and the war back and forth, they're wanting to put their house on the market sooner. They don't want to have their equity drop, and they understand the importance of it. So this is an open discussion is my point. Make sure you guys chime in. And at the same time, don't allow these outside circumstances to affect what it is that we have to do professionally and personally. Of course, be smart personally. We want you guys to take precautions. Have your gas tank filled up, have waters, just have those things just in case. Have a battery pack set up, emergency kit. This talk isn't about that, but of course, we want to bring light to those things that are obvious. What we do want to talk about, though, is professionally. How does your mindset need to be? You need to make sure that you are bulletproof, that you are arming yourself with these little sound bites that Mark is preparing us for, because you do need to have these conversations. You can't avoid them. They're out there in the news, and this is where you step up as a leader and become a leader. Number two, make sure that when everyone's retracting and everyone's pulling back, this is where you got to be pushing it even further. This is where you got to get louder. This is your opportunity to take territory. People are retracting, investors are retracting, everyone is quote unquote scared. And we know when the market retracts, this is when you attack. So get heavy with your marketing, get heavy with your outreach, check on your clients, just see how everyone is doing. Hey, I was thinking about you given the political environment. You don't have to say anything about Trump and you just given the political environment. I just wanted to check in. How are you doing? You need anything? Great opportunity for you guys to start making those touches. Sorry, Mark, just wanted to jump in there and add those 2 cents,
No,
brother.
that's great. Come from value, right? Like your clients, like the only thing that their clients know is what they hear on whichever news network that they watch. And news networks are designed to be like clickbait. They say the gotcha tagline. They want you to tune in so that way they can keep getting additional ad revenue from whoever it is that's running commercials on their platforms. That's all it is. Like you can watch 10 hours of whichever media channel that you want, and you'll know that it's just 10 hours of fluff. It's all hypotheticals. It's all hypothesis. Well, what could happen if such and such did this? The only thing that I can tell you is that there was, official statements that came out from the Iranian government that said, hey, our attacks that happened this morning on, the bases in Qatar, which I'm not sure if y'all saw that, but that happened around 10 o'clock today. They stated, hey, our attacks on the U.S. base in Qatar was in direct correlation to the attack that the U.S. did in Iran. We dropped 12 bombs. They dropped 12 bombs. And not only that, but they also gave the base a heads up that they were dropping missiles. So there were no U.S. casualties in that area. And they also dropped bombs on one of the most fortified, bases that the U.S. has in the region. So they're prepared for it. Everything's good. So there's not to worry on that we're going to, launch again. And also, too, they're not in a position to be able to launch, a giant war because they've been decimated by sanctions over the years. Nobody does business with them. The only countries that do business with them is Russia and China. But Russia's fighting their own war with Ukraine. They're spread out too thin, and China doesn't want to get involved either. So we're good on that aspect if there's any concerns about another attack happening. So, all right. That's what I have my update so far on the conflict that's going on in the Middle East and how that pertains to us here in the real estate sector. Like Gabe said, if there's any questions or anything that you want me to recover, please unmute your mics and let me know. Otherwise, we'll move on to our next segment.
Anything else, Mark, before you move on?
That's all I got today. Interest rates are still the same. FHA right around 6.1, conventional 6.7 to 6.8. Hasn't been any fluctuation in interest rates since all of this has taken place.
I was looking at my stock portfolio this morning. It was acting a little funny. Tesla shot up and had a couple other ones that shot up. So it was interesting to see how everything reacted today when the markets opened up.
Markets are reactionary. You're going to see certain industries that are going to have huge upticks and that you're going to see some gains in. So if stocks is something that you do, definitely now's a good time for you individually to talk with your financial advisors to see, hey, where should I move my money to be able to capitalize on this, right? Because the market reacts in two ways. Helps some, hurts others. It's no different than real estate.
I wanted to ask, I know, Gabe, since you're more like closer to the border, I'm getting more messages from people wanting to buy in Tijuana due to what's going on in California. Some think about either pulling from their equity, but they don't have it like sometimes a status in the US, whether they should sell or pull from the equity. So I am struggling advising the client because I haven't seen that many messages come in and due to this. And it involves not just that, the fact that there's a status, that their concern is, I don't want to be caught by immigration in California and I'm going through my immigration status process and get like dinged for it. Basically, I'd rather wait in Mexico, not to put that in. So it's been challenging to sometimes advise the clients of how to go about it. What do you suggest there?
So this isn't my advice. This is something that was told to me ever since this whole thing with ICE was taking place. You're going to have a lot of undocumented people who do own. Put the property in some sort of again, this isn't my advice. I'm going to butcher it a little bit, so you'll have to talk to either a CPA or a lender/attorney. But getting the property put into a corporation. Have them put the house into a corporation and protect themselves that way. Now, I don't know how that works with pulling money out. And if there's a lender on here, maybe someone can chime in. But that's the first immediate step that everyone needs to take. And you should be encouraging all the clients to get it out of their name, put that thing in a corporation. And if we have any lenders or CPAs on the call, go ahead and chime in if you guys want to add to that. Good question, Yaneth. Anyone else on anything we were talking about this morning? Cool. All right, so moving on to the next segment here. I want you guys, let me just look at the chat. Okay, thank you, Mark. Perla says, thank you, Mark. All right, this next segment, I want you guys to bring your intention and your attention to the call. So do me a big favor, be bold. Ladies, doesn't matter if your hair is getting put on, the extensions in, the lashes, fellas, it doesn't matter if you're sweating, you know, you're just waking up, got crusties all over your eyes. Turn your cameras on, be bold, turn your cameras on. I want you guys to pay attention with your eyes. Why is that? Because it's really important that what we're getting ready to talk about next, I don't want to just teach it to you and have it go through one ear and out the other. I would at least love for you to listen to it and look at it and have a higher ability of retaining the information we're getting ready to give you. And if you guys don't know, this is me talking a little longer as so you get an opportunity to turn your cameras on. This is just a free moment for you guys to turn your cameras on. So turn your cameras on, turn your cameras on, turn your cameras on. There we go, team. I see it. There we go. I love it. Let's go, man. I see Jose at the gym. Let's go. I see Lilia driving. Be safe, please. I see Cassie's little fan in the ceiling. I love it. It's all good. I'd rather have your cameras on. If you're driving, put the phone down, please. But if you're not and you're doing something else, look, we got people that got crusties in their eyes. It's all right. The reason we want cameras on is because I'm getting ready to show you all. We're going to share a screen on how I manage my escrows, my listings, and my buyers using Trello. Now, I'm going to do two things. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys an overview of how I use it. And then part two, I'm going to give you guys access to my Trello board for free. Listen very carefully. What I'm getting ready to show you, step by step, is the Trello board itself. I created the entire workflow. Number two, every single part of the business has a checklist associated with it, a standard operating procedure. The file itself has predetermined cells that you can, or data fields that you can input data into. So your commission, who the borrowers are, the loan type, if there's solar on the property. I've built out these files on Trello so that we can manage my business at a very high level. This is 12 years of my work. This is 12 years of my struggles, 12 years of files and learning how to, oh, your contingencies are past due. Let me ask everyone a question. When you have multiple escrows and multiple listings, or maybe you just have one listing and one escrow, but more than one, you're dealing with more than just one listing and escrow at a time. If I were to ask you, I want you guys to be honest so we can gauge the chat. If I were to ask you right now, and not using Skyslope, how many of you can tell me exactly where your file is at? Well, how many of you cannot tell me exactly where your file is at without having to check Skyslope? Drop it in the chat. How many of you would struggle to tell me exactly? And I mean, you have to go on your emails. You have to search the search bar with the address. You have to search your TC's name. You have to look at the text messages and old emails. Like, if that's you right now, you're struggling like that, drop it in the chat. Just be honest. I want to see. I want to be able to gauge. Because if too many of you are perfect on this call, then there probably isn't a big reason for us to go into it. So be vulnerable, be open. I'm going to open up the chat. Let's see. We have 28 people, and not including myself, 27, not including Eunice. So let's see here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's actually made a mistake. We have Zoom user number 1, Sandra 2, Marissa 3, Perla 4, Jasmine 5, Angie 6, Larissa 7, Lilia 8, Rosabia 9. I have a TC, Gabe, but Rosabia, let me ask you a question. If I were to say, you tell me where your file's at, and you don't check with your TC, and you don't check with your Skyslope, do you know how to tell where your file's at? Can you instantly right now tell me when the contingency, let's just say the client were to call you right now and say, hey, can you tell me where the close of escrow is? Without having to check with your TC, could you tell me where you're at in your file, exactly what's pending? No. Okay. So we have about 13 people out of the 27 who are perfect. and the other 13 need help. Is that it? Bernadette says not totally. Okay. I can use a little more organization. Need help. Okay. All right. Now we're getting a little honest here. I love it. You see how it starts to come out? Drop it in the chat if you need help, because I just want to spend either more time or less time on what's necessary. What I'm going to show you is a very simple, free way of doing this. I have charged agents $7,500 for what I'm getting ready to show you. $7,500 to give them a done-for-you model. This is specifically pertaining to California, but if you're in a different state, it could still be applicable. You would just need to change the checklists. So please, put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Send out that last text message right now, because for the next 25 minutes, I'm just going to be going deep into this with you. And at the end of it, if you've stuck around and you've had your camera on the entire time, I'm going to give you free access to the Trello board. You can take it, you can duplicate it, and you can build on it. This is 12 years that I'm going to save you. And it is elementary status usable. A fifth grader, sixth grader can manage it for you. That's how easy it is. Here we go. All right, let me drop it in. Oh, a couple more comments. I use Apple Notes to manage my file progress in TC. I love it. Anthony, excellent way. You have a system that works. All right, here we go. Sharing my screen. Send requests. Allow me to share my screen, please. Multiple presenters can share. Boom. Have it. Okay, there we go. Boom, starting. And now we're sharing. Okay, can you guys, since I can't see you and I can only see my screen, can you guys see my screen that I'm showing you? Just drop it in the chat so I can see you guys, please. Let me know. Can you see my screen? Yes, Mandy says yes. Thank you. Thank you, Anthony. All right, thank you. Okay. All right. Trello, Trello. Download it now. Download it on your iPad, your smart devices, your phone, your iPads, your pads, your smart pads, your laptop. It is the most functional, most usable platform I've seen out of everything. And I have it all. I've done Follow-Up Boss. I've done SkySlope. I've done Glide. I've done Go High Level, which is the next one I'm moving over to. I've done everything. Trello trumps them all. It is the easiest. Is it automated? No. Can you be automated? Yes. I just haven't done the automation factor of it because I like the manual touch. That's just me. I'm very old school. If I had a choice, I would collect my checks and I would still go to the bank and deposit them. That's how old school I am. Yes. I still check my checkbook at the end of every single month, aka my P&Ls, to see how my money's doing. Yes, I'm very old school. I don't do QuickBooks. I don't have a calculator, everything for me. My P&Ls are done manually. There's two things I won't give to other people. I won't give people my time, and I won't give them the responsibility of managing my money. I do those two things myself. Okay, with that said, this is the most simplest way of managing your files. What is a Trello board? I want you to think of Trello boards like whiteboards in your office. What are Trello boards? They're like whiteboards in your office. You walk into someone's office, you're going to see a big old whiteboard, and it's going to show active, pending, sold. It's going to show a pipeline of everything you've done, right? Kind of like Sisu. It's a big whiteboard. Trello is taking those whiteboards and just putting them into a digitized format. That's all it is. We just digitized them. That's all we did. Now, look down here at the screen. I'm circling it with my screen. Do you guys see where it says your boards? Your boards right here. Yeah, Mandy says go at GHL is great. It's the best. I'm going to move this over to GHL. I'm actually in the process of doing that as we speak after this whole thing. Your boards. These are the whiteboards that you have on your wall. Your buyers, your escrows, your listings, and then your project list. For everyone who struggles with what to work on, how many of you get so many tasks? And let's be honest, these are tasks that probably someone can do, but you have to do it first to perfect it. You end up getting so many tasks and projects that you have to work on that you forget about what they are. Sometimes you write them down on a piece of paper, you put them on your to-do list on Apple. Well, let me show you the way that I manage my to-do list. Look at your screen. Look at your screen. I'm getting ready to show you. This board on the right is my project list. Every single time there's a project that comes up that either I have to do, my assistant has to do, my ops manager has to do, my marketing, my wife has to do, someone has to do on the team, we put it here. Look how it looks. Everyone look. Here we go. This is my board. Here we go. Take a look. All right, let it load, let it load. Okay, this is my Trello board. Here is how you manage what you have do, doing, and done. All right, let me explain it to you. On your whiteboard in your office, you would have 3 columns. You would draw 2 lines down the middle. 3 columns, left, middle, right. Pay attention while I'm explaining it, please. Pay attention. Don't read all the notes and details. Just pay attention for a second, please. If I don't explain to you the mindset of how I use it, it's not going to matter what I give you. It's not going to matter what I give you if you don't understand the why I'm thinking the way that I think. Okay, you have a whiteboard on in your office. 2 lines down the middle gives you 3 columns. Left, middle, right. You label each of those columns do, doing, done. Do, doing, done. Do on the left-hand side is what you have to do eventually. Doing is what you're currently working on. Done is what you've completed. So what might this look like? Do you guys see this right here? Train with a new VA. We just hired a new virtual assistant. She's incredible, by the way. Her name is Eunice. Shout out to Eunice. So what would that look like? Let's just take a couple of these bad boys and move them over here. So you have all of these doing items. And let's just say we're done with these right here. So move this over. Move this over. And we're like, geez, look at everything we've completed. Now I have a way of tracking what my employees and my staff and my team are doing as a team leader. Or I at least get to look back at what I've done if I don't have staff and I don't have a team. I can be like, wow, look at everything I've done over the years. Look at all of my work that I've done. Look at this. Follow up and ask if they can send an email to Dawn. Santa. The theatrical Santa is not available. Like everything that we've ever done in the past, we have it documented here. Now, if I were to give you a task or a client were to give you a task or a project, or you got to do the annual CMA report, you have a client appreciation event to get ready for, you have to do a CMA, something like that, that goes on your do board. And then you were to grab it when it's ready to be done to work on, and you move it over to doing. Now, once you move that thing over to doing, you know what you're working on. And excuse my internet, for some reason it's acting weird, even though we have the fastest one. It's kind of being odd, but anyways, bear with me. And then you could open it up, and there's notes on it, of course, and you can assign it to somebody. So check out the labels. Cherish, Shiree, Gabe, somebody. And you can assign it to a person. Now those people know, based on the color code with my staff and my people, who has to get what done. And again, it's acting slow. So now I know my assistant and my wife have to work on that task. This is what they're currently doing. Hey, you know what? Something's at a standstill. We're going to bring this project over. We're going to work on it. But now I can also see what has to get done over here on these sides. These are all completed. These are old examples. I'll have to move these over in a second. But you can see some of these things that have to get done. So do, doing, and done is your forever to-do board. This is how you're going to manage all your tasks and projects moving forward. I'm going to stop here for a quick second just in case we have any questions before we move over to buyers, sellers, and escrows. Thoughts and questions on your do, doing, done board. Open up the mic because I can't see you guys.
I do have a question. I mean, because I use whatever, for example, the company I work for, we use the calendar. How does this differ from a calendar in a company, like a normal email calendar?
So on a calendar, let's say, for example, on your calendar, well, you could. The answer is yes, you could. But you'd have to be extremely organized in your calendar. I'll give you an example. Let's say you have a client appreciation event coming up next month, Yaneth, okay? And let's say you have to start working on it today, Monday. Well, if you don't complete it today, when is the next reminder that you still have to work on it? Because now you have your escrows and showings and everything else you got to do. It was on your calendar today. It's due next month. So what do? Are you going to continue putting it in your calendar 30 minutes every single day until it's done? That's the way you should do it. But most people say, I don't have time today, tomorrow, or Wednesday. So I'm just going to put it on my to-do list. And when I have free time, I'm going to go back and look at what it is I'm working on currently. And of these projects that I have that I'm currently doing, I'm going to prioritize them. Which one's the highest priority? Which one's the most urgent? Which one requires my attention right now? I am not going to put what you just recommended. I wouldn't put it in my calendar because I need my time available for other things that I got to work on. If I have to be flexible and I have to adjust, I'm not going to sit there, add something in my calendar, then delete it later, spend the extra 30 seconds adding and deleting. I'm just going to keep it on my Trello board. And when I'm free and I'm like, oh, what do I have to work on? I'm going to go here and then attack the task when I have a free moment. Now, if it's a high priority and it's very urgent and I can knock it out in one sitting, I'm going to put it in my calendar. So if you were to look at my calendar right now, this is my calendar. Yaneth, can you see my calendar?
Yes.
Okay. This is my calendar. I'm only going to work on what I need to work on right now. So take a look at it. You can see these are all the things. Now, between this appointment, and this appointment, my 3:30, 4:30, and 6, I have a little bit of time right here. And in this time, I can take a phone call. I can coach one of you guys. I can go look at my to-do list and I can take my time to do that. But this is my calendar. And if I have time during my scheduled time to do everything, then I'll take care of it then. But I'm not going to have time in my calendar every day to work on that client appreciation event because that would take and overwhelm my space too much. I'll have time Saturday, Sunday, I'll figure it out. But I would rather have it on my to-do list knowing I got to get to it eventually because it's not high priority and it isn't urgent. This is how I would classify it. Great question. Do you have a follow-up question to that, Yaneth? I don't want to just stop there if you do.
No, makes sense. I see what you mean.
Okay. Anyone else? Any thoughts or questions before we move on to the next board? And any question, please go ahead. I'm introducing you guys to the way that I'm thinking. And just to kind of give you guys some context on the things that I balance on a daily basis. I balance being a father. I balance to 3 kids. I balance being a husband to my beautiful wife. I balance being a team leader. I balance being an employer. I balance being a leader to the ROA network that we have. I'm traveling. I'm speaking on stages. I'm coaching people. So I'm showing you how I'm still able to be in production at a high level with minimal staff and still enjoy my free time. Like my family and I, we're traveling very soon in the next few days. And all 5 of us are going to be traveling. It's our first vacation since my son's been born. And yet I still have time to travel. I still have time to list. I still have time to purchase and host open house and do all those things and still grow my business. How? Because of what I'm showing you guys I'm doing. So it's really important that you guys ask me questions about the way that I think and the way that I perform so that you can mimic my behavior. Mimic the way that I think, mimic my actions, so you can also get the same results. Listen, we have almost 200 agents in the winner's circle now at Realty of America. Almost 200 realtors. That's fast in 8 months. And we're growing. We just opened up Oregon. We have the launch event next month. We have a huge team that we're bringing over from LA. There's a lot of moving parts that are taking place, and yet I'm still able to be active and present with my clients because of my calendar. Take a look at it. When you guys were just waking up this morning and getting your day started, I had already worked out, read the Bible, listened to a book on leadership. I reviewed my files. I texted all my clients. I had my one-on-one with Zabi this morning. We talked about all the files in our escrows. I had the training, and then we had this one. I'm on top of it. I'm tight. I'm militant about my calendar. So please, if there's questions you have, I need you to ask, even if it's not about the board. Anything else before we move on to the next one? 3, 2, 1. I don't see you guys, so forever hold your peace. All right, moving on. And Yaneth, I'm going to need your help. So I can't see. So if you can be my guiding spirit and let me know if you guys, can you see my Trello boards again?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, now I'm going to do a brief overview of escrows and everything, and then I'm going to give all of you access to it. All right, so Trello boards, look at the left-hand side. Before you start looking at all the details on everything you're seeing on the screen, listen to what I'm telling you first. This is my workflow for my escrows. This is my workflow for my escrows. This is my escrow whiteboard. These are my columns that I have on my whiteboard and all the names I have underneath them. Active escrows. These are active escrows. And look at the file and all the details on them. Okay, active escrows. Okay, so now you see that. But let's go left to right across the top. Active, closed escrow, open rent back, closed escrows in 2025, closed escrows in 2024, canceled escrows. So I'm able to see right here. I don't ever delete a file. I need to know what happened with it. So if we had sometimes you close escrow and you have a rent back. How do you remember, right? Well, all you got to do is take your file once it closes, move it over to rent back. Oh, move it over to rent back, and boom, now I know it's in a rent back status. The automation would automatically trigger some actions, but again, I'm an old school guy. I like doing it manually. I like having my team do it manually. There's some things I just don't want to let go of, like cashing my checks in person. That's okay. If you want to add automation, be my guest. But this is how I manage our escrows. Now, give me a quick second. Oops, hold on, I moved my whole board. Okay, this is how we manage them. Now, let me, man, where are we at with the time? All right, 12:41. I got to speed it up a little bit. I apologize. Okay, questions yet? Yeneth, do you have any questions? Let me know because I can't see the chat and I can't see you guys.
No, go ahead.
All right, moving on. So on my escrow boards, every single board that we have has, well, this is your description. I'll get to the description in a second. You're going to have these custom fields right here. And it's going to tell you where you got your client from, social media, Yelp, past referral, current client, business partner, real estate agent, client's name, client's phone number, email addresses, who the lender is, what type of loan it is, their max comfort amount. Look at all these fields that you have on here. Look at all the fields, all of the attachments for the client. So you have their photo, the contract, which is the BRBC, depending if they're listing or a purchase. You have the MLS printout, the contact sheet. So if I need to find out who's who on the file, I'll open that in a second. And then you have the checklists. This is important. So let's just say you guys opened up an escrow today. Let's just say you opened up an escrow. Well, you'd go to your checklist. You would copy from an existing checklist. And here you have offer accepted, escrow opened. Yeneth, can you read that for me out loud, please?
Hold on. Where it says buyer needs, timeline for escrow data acceptance, 519, deposit.
Oh, this part right here. This part right here where my mouse is.
Oh, where's your mouse? Hold on. It's a little slow. Okay. In escrow, offer accepted, escrow open, buyer.
This is my checklist when escrow gets opened and I have a buyer. I select it. I add it. Now watch this, watch this, watch this. Ready? Let me show you my checklist first. They're all here. My checklists are all here. Okay. But I want to show you something really cool. All right. Let me delete this one. I want to show you an example. Actually, I can't delete that one. That's something we're currently working on. But let me just add it anyway so you can see. Add. Now watch what happens next. I wish it wasn't slow, but check this out, check this out, check this out. Look at this. It just added this entire checklist. Now I know exactly what to do with my clients. Contact client, schedule a call, record your conversation, letting them know your offer was accepted. Prepare and send one email using the escrow intro buyer template with subject property address. Include the TC, insurance rep, solar rep. It tells you who to add. Oh, I did that. Now you might ask, what's email number one? This is why it's important to have your processes in place. I'll show you what email number one is. Yeneth, can you see my emails?
Yes, I can see your emails.
Okay. Yeneth, I'm going to need your help right here. I'm going to ask a question and I want you to tell me if anyone answers it and how many people answer it.
Okay.
Team, how many of you have all of your templates saved on your Gmail account for every possible situation that is repetitive in your business? How many of you have every single email template saved? Who do we have? Anyone, Yeneth?
Most don't have it. I don't have it either.
That's okay. That's okay. Who, if you don't have it, drop it in the chat. If you do have every single email template you would ever need in your business.
Like 11 people so far don't have it.
Don't have it. Okay. Who does? Does anyone have every template saved already?
Mandy Rose does.
Okay. So we have one person out of everyone who has all their templates saved.
Somebody has
So
saved on No,
So,
no. Sorry.
so Yanez, let me ask you a question. Ordering a for sale sign as for listings, that's something we do all the time, pretty often, more than one time in our business, right?
Yeah.
And presenting offers to our clients, that is something we do often in our business, correct?
Yep.
Team, everything that you do more than once in your business needs to be saved as an email template to save you time. This way, you're not copying and pasting and rewriting. You don't look sloppy one time and you look good another time. You know how tough it is when you're trying to build a personal brand and one day your clients get this incredible email that's written perfectly, very clean, and the next day they get a sloppy email. That looks so unprofessional. That looks so unpredictable. All of my templates and all of my emails have been rewritten in a college level format and college level language. I don't care if my client barely speaks English or if they're the CEO of a company. I'm going to come across one way when I communicate with you, and that is very intelligent, very sharp. I don't care if you barely speak English. I don't care if you're college educated. My email formats and my conversations are going to be so high level that my personal brand has no choice but to elevate in the eye of the consumer. So I want to challenge you to have it. So for example, buyer escrow intro. We talked about that. Here you go. And this is the template that we use for our clients when we open escrow. Take a look at it. Take a look at it. Take a look at it. So I tell my clients to save this email in the future, so this way they never get confused on who's who. Hey, save this email. Everyone's job task. Well, let me take a step back. This email right here talks about who's who and what they do in the responsibilities in escrow. And then I even tell the client the next steps. Hey, schedule a home inspection. Here's 3 options, or I can choose them for you. Number 2, you're going to wire deposit. Number 3, you're going to meet with the lender to go over your initial loan disclosures. And number 4, you're going to go over the buyer's disclosures with us. I'm telling them what's going to happen and who's going to do what. The first few days of my escrows are quiet. Everything's already set up in advance. Yaneth, let me know if we have any. Well, actually, if there's any questions, open up your mic. Ask it now before I move on, because I'm really behind on schedule. I'm going to zoom through these next things to make sure we get through all of them. Any questions, team? So this is preparing your email when you're in escrow. And you can see this checklist once we open. It tells me everything to do. Create a group chat with the listing agent, listing agent's TC, buyer's agent, and buyer's agent TC. Check. Schedule the in-escrow presentation with your clients and agent on the same day escrow opens, or conduct it within 48 hours in person or in Zoom. Check. Call escrow to schedule buyer's opening package appointment. How many times do your buyers get into escrow and the escrow company sends them the email with the buyer's opening packet, and your client goes to you and says, hey, realtor, what's this that I just got from escrow? Number 1, how embarrassing that the client has to come to us first. I'm going to tell you something about my standards. My clients never come to me. If my clients have to ask me a question, what this was, what they received, can you tell me more about this? That means I didn't do my job. We should be so proactive in our business that the client has the answer before the question even comes up. Let me say that one more time. Your clients should have the answer before the question comes up. So what do? We call the escrow company, we send them an email. Do not send the buyer's opening packet until you've called the client and asked them, do you want it in person? Do you want to go over it together? Or do you want me to email it, you review it, and let me know if you need help? That's what we tell our escrow reps. Don't call my client unless you've given them these options first. Hey, Gabe, your client's opted in to review it on their own. Your client opted in to come to the office. We scheduled a Zoom call, and my client never has to ask me what this is. I can't stand when that happens in the business. So also, add all contingency dates to the contract, Google Calendar, and we tell people how to label it. So I want to gauge where we're at right now. If you're a new agent and you're struggling to manage your escrows with your buyers, or if you're a team leader and you have an assistant, would something like this be helpful for you? Telling you exactly what to do, what to say, what to write. Would this be helpful if we were to give you guys a copy of all this? I just want to gauge. I just want to see where you guys are at. Let me open up my chat so I can find you guys. Hold on. I just want to see if you guys are even awake, if you're finding any value in this. Let me see. Okay, I'm trying to figure out when I asked that question. 1250. I see the responses. 1250. Okay, super helpful. Oh yeah, a lot. Good
A
responses.
lot. Good response.
Thank you, Yaneth.
Good one.
So you guys are seeing how important this is. And look, it's so detailed. Look how detailed. Days 2 to 12. Daily contact the TCs. Call the lender with 24 hours opening escrow. Every single step that takes place on the buy side during escrow, I have written down, not my team, not my assistant, not someone else. I didn't buy this from someone else. I sat down with the lender. I sat down with escrow. I sat down with the TCs and I interviewed everybody. And I said, what do you have to do in your job? They told me their whole SOP. I took their SOP and I said, where can I step in to be proactive? And I created exactly what you're looking at on the screen. Is it perfect? No. Nothing or no one is perfect. Is it almost there? It is almost there. It is the most perfect as you can get. 12 years of my escrows, 12 years of my pain and suffering, 12 years of being fired, 12 years of being embarrassed in front of the clients, not having an answer for them when they reach out to me. I was able to create the SOPs for every single process. And I go into detail all the way until after you close escrow. Oh, by the way, that's just one checklist. Look at all the checklists that we have. Ready? Look at your screen. Look at your screen. You have your offer accepted for your buyers. You have your, this is in order, pre-listing appointment. If you have a seller who contacted you, you want to sell. Actually, let's go into that next. All right, moving on. So you have your active escrows and it tells you, it tells you how much commission you're going to earn on the deal. What type of loan? You don't have to open your file and you know who's who. Buddy, how much money you're going to earn on the deal. This is going to save you so much time. And you can hire a virtual assistant to do this for you for $6, $7 a month. And we have an agent on the team who has a virtual assistant. Anthony, are you here, brother? Are you still here?
Yes, I'm here.
Don't you offer a virtual assistant support?
Yes.
Okay. Can you please drop your information on the chat? If you guys need a virtual assistant, I want you guys to contact Anthony. I've been in contact with his administrative assistant, and they're going to be helping me find a new one very soon too, because my business is just exploding and I need more support. So shout out to being on the team, and shout out, I hope you pick up a few more accounts off this conversation. Moving on, going on to, that's my escrows. Let's talk about listings. How do I manage my listings? Left to right, this is my workflow. Listings active on the MLS, listings signed, ready to go, listings signed and on hold, listing appointments completed and signed listing agreement. And look at all my workflows. Just take your time, read them to yourself. I can't stand this one right here. Ooh, this one hurts my soul so much. This one, oof. I don't miss often, and when I do, they hurt. I'm not gonna, hey, don't look at this one right here, right? Don't be looking at that one. No screenshots, no screenshots. I'm just teasing you guys. This is my entire workflow. All right, now that you've seen the workflow, same exact thing on the inside, how we manage the file. Same thing, no different. On the description, I put pertinent information that I need. I have all the custom fields filled out. So look, solar, yes, PPA, the solar company, missing it. Too bad, so sad. We're not an escrow yet, it's an active listing. All the client's information, and then all of the attachments.
I have a question, Gabe. For your fields, for the fields, do those fields already provided by Trello, or you customize those fields? Like you build them?
I built them.
Okay.
I built everything. Let me show you the fields, how they work, team. This first section of fields right here, this is all for your buyer. Okay, this is all buyer. Zip code, interest, total money saved, down payment, current loan balance. Up to this point, this half up here, that's all buyers. Starting here at list price, this is for your sellers. So list price, HOA, add HOA information, solar, PPA, the company, down to here, your commission, 3-2. Next, this is where escrow starts. You put your escrow number, close of escrow date, inspection, appraisal, loan, COP, SPRP, other agent, escrow, and all the way down to commissions at the very end. The lender for the other person. So there's 3 sections on your custom fields: buyer, seller, escrow. So if this is a buyer, file, you put your information up here. If this is a listing file, you put the information here, and it doesn't matter which escrow it is, buy or sell, you're going to put the information down here. In this section, you have all of your attachments. So your listing agreement, how many times has a client sent over the solar information, the contractor information, the pool guy information? They send you everything, but you have some of it saved here, some of it saved there, some on your Google Drive, some in your emails. Come on, somebody. Who am I talking to? Be transparent, be honest. They send you everything. Oh, where do I save it? Drop it in the chat if you struggle with having all of your paperwork stored in one place. If you struggle with having all of your attachments in one place, drop it in the chat. Be honest. Come on, team. This is a team thing. This is only us. Yaneth, I can't see it. How are we looking? Anyone?
Good. Struggle. People struggle. Me, 3 of us struggle.
All right.
We
Everyone else.
struggle.
Okay, we got a lot of perfect people on here. I love it. I love it. A lot of perfect people. Okay. This is where all your attachments are going to go down the middle. So as you guys can see, I have the SunPower contract. I have the floor plans. I have the photos. I have everything here attached, plus my checklist. Look at your screen, team. Look at the screen. Right here at my pre-listing appointment, ask the seller the following questions. We have everything we need to do. This is pre-listing, okay? This is before you take the listing. After the listing appointment, if client did not sign, schedule a follow-up call with Gabe and update the CRM according to Gabe's follow-up. Look at this. I want you guys to pay attention to this. Look at the percentage of completed items on that checklist. 89, 85. It tells you how completed the checklist is. And every single time you complete a task, you get 1% closer to 100%. How incredible is that to know you've hit everything on the file you're supposed to hit? That's how incredible this file thing is. All right, I'm hoping you guys are having like aha moments. I'm hoping you're like, dude, I'm going to spend all week mastering this. I want you to. All right, moving on to the next board. Next, we have the buyer board. Now, I'm more listing heavy. I'm not so buyer heavy. So you're not going to see a lot of activity on here, but you have my buyer boards over here. So let's see. You have 3 so I'm going to go left to right. Pay attention, team. I'm going to go left to right. Active buyer. Buyer signed BRE and on hold. Buyer consultation completed. Now, I want you to read them to yourself now. Is this not the workflow of every buyer, regardless of what market you're in? Isn't this the workflow of every buyer? Ready? I'm going to start from the beginning. Look at this. Number 1, they start off as a lead. Maybe they went to another agent. I can't stand that column. Buyer referred to Winner Circle's agent. Spanish buyer referred to the team. If you guys don't know, I struggle with Spanish. So if you need help, you want some buyers in Spanish, let me know. Buyer contact made and they're non-responsive. Buyer in contact with the lender. Buyer appointment set with the lender, because you can be in contact, but the appointment's not set. Buyer rescheduled appointment with the lender. Buyer non-responsive to the lender. Buyer met with lender and they're working on a plan. Buyers approved and they went ghost. Come on, that's happened a lot to us, right? Buyer approved and the consultation was scheduled. Buyer approved and consultation completed. You can have the consultation completed, but they don't sign the buyer broker agreement. Buyer consultation completed and BRE not signed. Buyer consultation completed and BRE signed. Then they're on hold and they become an active buyer. Is that not, did I miss something? Drop it in the chat. Did I miss any part of the workflow? Did I miss any part of the workflow? People who are heavy with buyers, let me know. Did I miss something? Let's see. Anyone? Please type it out or say it out loud if I missed something. Yaneth, can you let me know if they say what it is? I don't think I've missed any part of the buyer workflow. I don't think I missed any part of the buyer workflow.
I don't think so either, but I haven't had enough buyers in California to.
Well, no. This doesn't matter if it's California. Your buyer has to meet with you, meet with the lender, get approved, and that's it. That's universal. That's anywhere. So if scheduled to go out and see homes, well, that would be your buyer pre-approved, right? So really good question, Angie. Thank you for bringing that up. That's your active buyer, right? Once they're active, you already know you're showing homes and writing offers. I'm just talking about where they're at in the queue. Are they approved? Are they meeting with the lender? Where are they? If they're active, you should be scheduling showing homes. Okay, last thing, I'm going to pause here for a quick second. Any questions or thoughts on the buyer Trello board so far? Open up your mic. Open up your mic. Any thoughts or questions? And if you can let me know, Yanette, that there's anything in there that they're asking.
No
If
questions
not,
yet. I have a question,
perfect.
but on the previous one, on the when you were creating the task list, the task list you also created and you just imported it into each listing, right? So you create it once, but every time you put in a listing, you import that task list into the listing.
Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. So let me show you something. I'm going to show you a brand new example. All right, team, look at this. Ready? What she's asking right now. So if I get a brand new listing and we did it the right way, it would start off over here in their listing lead. But because of the conversation, I'm just going to go quickly on this. So let's just say you get a new listing. You open it up and you go 123 Main Street, Yanef. Okay, boom. There's your new file. Then you open up your file, and then on the description, you can add any pertinent information. This is important. Need to know right away info. All right, save. Excuse that. So now I have my new listing. Then I get my checklist once this thing loads. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Boom. I go to checklist, and let's say after appointment, let's go to just listed. Okay? So I just listed it on the market. Come on. I add it. I add, oh, come on. All right. Add. Let's scroll down to the bottom. Just listed. Okay, let's say I do everything on the just listed checklist. Look at, once offer is accepted, move the Trello card to the next list titled an escrow offer accepted and apply the corresponding checklist. I've done that. I take my file, I move it from being here, and I move it over to escrows. Escrows, not closed escrows. I want, where's my active escrows? Active escrows, right there. And it's going to go in position 8. And I move it over there, and my board moves automatically. Now I go to my escrow boards, and look it, I have my new escrow here. There it is. And then guess what? Gabe, what do I do with my escrow? Now my listing's in escrow. What do I do? I'm so glad you asked. You go down to your in escrow, offer accepted, seller checklist. We went over buyer before, but now you go over the seller checklist. And what does it do? It tells you everything you need to do on your own without having to think. Ready? Look at your screen, team. Look at your screen. Stick with me for a quick second as this thing loads and goes back and forth. So, okay, I'm in escrow. Prepare 2 emails on day 1. Email number 1 using the escrow intro cell. Oh, you have a template for that one too? I'm glad you asked. Yes, I do. So I go over here to my templates. I select compose an email. I go here to my templates, select it. And again, this can be your virtual assistant that you pay for $6 to do this. And you look incredible doing it. You look like a superstar. Look at superstar. Look at that. Escrow number 1, email for listings. I click on it, and there's my entire template. There's my entire. Is anyone feeling like, wow, this is great? This is going to help me? Is anyone like,
Yes.
I get excited just teaching you guys this stuff, and I get to live it every day.
It's exciting.
Thank you, Yanette. Thank you for being excited. Who else is excited? Like, this is how I'm able to sell 3 houses minimum a month. This is how I'm able to work with multiple buyers every single day. This is how I'm able to manage 7 escrows. 7, I'm not joking. We have what, 7 escrows is it, I think, right now? 7 escrows we're able to manage because of my Trello board. This is how I travel. This is how I'm at all my kids' sporting events. I'm going to go to my son's competition this weekend. This is how I travel with my wife. I go on date night. This is how I'm able to recruit at a high level at Realty of America and be alongside the baddest agents in the United States because I'm organized and I run a Trello board. If you're not excited like Annette and I, she's been the only one excited. If you're not excited like I'm not going to share it. Like, you got to be so excited. Your life is about to change. You guys don't understand. When you apply what I'm teaching you, your life is going to change. I was in LA last week. I went to Las Vegas, and then I came back to San Diego, and I hosted an open house, and I showed houses. How did I do it without skipping a beat and not getting fired? Because of my Trello boards. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys are as excited as I'm excited, if you can't already tell. Yaneth, are people excited? I can't see the conversations.
No, they haven't. Well, yeah, previous to that, yeah. But it is to be excited because I work in a professional environment in a corporate company, and haven't seen this. It's amazing.
So just so you guys know, Yaneth is licensed down in Mexico. She's over there. She works out of Tijuana, right? I think it's your main hub.
Yeah,
And she's also over here with us at Realty of America. So if you guys hear her talking about that, that's why. She's our
yeah.
go-to Tijuana broker. Let's go. And I love
That's what I
that.
need. I need
So
something
if you
like
got,
this.
so now we're gonna wrap everything up and put a cherry on top. Pay attention, team. We're almost done. I'm gonna use these last 7 minutes, so stick with me. What you're looking at right here are the master templates. This is the master template. You have you have your checklist over here. But anyways, let me show you what you're looking at. This, you have your buyers. If you want to know how to work with your buyers, this is it. You click on here and it tells you buyer needs, max comfort purchase price, because we all know there's a difference between what your clients are fully approved for and where they actually want to shop. Am I right, buyers agents who work with a lot of buyers? There's a difference between what their max approval is and what they're comfortable spending every single month. Am I right? Yes or yes? So max comfort purchase price, max comfort payment, loan type, down payment, all the things, plus all of the custom fields are already input for you. They're all there. That's your buyers. Your listings, timeline for the sale, when the prep work, marketing, listing, grand opening, offer review, escrow opens, escrow closes, rent back, everything you could think about, timeline for escrow, dates, plus your custom fields. And then you have your escrows, timeline for your escrow. And then in addition to that, you're also going to receive your master template for buyers checklists. Every single checklist you can think about when it comes to working with your buyer is included already. Every single checklist you can think about your sellers is already included. You are going to get this for free. For free? For free. Not really for free, because you had to move your license to Realty of America to get this. This is why we moved to Realty of America. This is why we're part of the team. And this belongs to you and you only. Don't share it with other people. Don't share it with the people who said no, because what would be the point of the value of you moving to Realty of America if everyone gets it for free? What would be the point of you moving to Realty of America, moving your license, changing your signs, joining the training when the company's barely growing? What would be the point of you doing the sacrifice if other people got it for free? I charge people $7,500 for this template. And in my opinion, that is cheap. In my opinion, that is way too low for the amount of value you're going to get. I'm going to save you time. I'm going to save you headache. I'm going to save you getting fired. You're going to be able to manage all your listings, all your buyers. You're going to be able to scale your business to 3, 5, 7, 8, 9 escrows a month, multiple listings, multiple buyers, and you're going to get a virtual assistant to set it all up for you and help you out. What are you talking about? This is going to be so game changing for all of you. And I just recorded the whole training on how to do it. You're going to get this because you decided to take a leap of faith and join Realty of America. So here's what I need from everybody who are still on the call. And it's so sad for the 2 people who jumped off earlier. I need everyone to send me an email. Right now, send me an email. That's the easiest way to do it, so that I can, my team can help add you and send you a free copy today. And you're going to get this screen that I'm looking at. You're going to get the master checklist template so you can start from scratch. But you're going to have a head start in your career. And the amount of money you're going to make, the amount of freedom you're going to have, the amount of time you're going to buy back to be able to produce and get your time and travel and recruit. Team, the only thing that I ask you to do is that when we give this to you, the most perfect way of managing everything, when we give it to you, I want your business to explode. You have to make a promise to me right now that you're going to go out there and you're going to explode in business. You're going to take more listings, more buyers. You're going to make your first hire for virtual assistant. You're going to go on more vacations. You're going to make more of an impact. You just go out there and kick more butt, and we'll support you on the back end. Does that sound like a good deal to you guys? Is that all right? I'm going to look at the chats right now. I'm going to open it up finally because I haven't had a chance to see it. Let me open it up. Let me open it up. Still got 25 people. Let me look at this. Hell yeah. Let's go, man. That's the type of energy I'm talking about, team. That's the type of energy I'm talking about. All right, here we go. Here's my email. I'm going to drop it in the chat. Here we go. I'm going to drop it in the chat. Here we go. Dropping it in the chat. Oh, there's my email. Copy and paste. Send me the email right now. I'm going to wait for you guys. Send me the email right now. Go ahead. I hope you guys are excited. I hope you guys are excited. I also need a virtual assistant. May we please have the email? My business is ready to explode. Come on, Bernadette. Let's go. Anthony, let's freaking go. Angie, I love it. Let's go, team. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm excited for you guys. All right, everyone, get ready to unmute your mic. I'm going to record a video. And what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to be so fired up. I want you guys to be so excited. Open up your mics, open up your cameras. I'm going to record a video and I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to yell, go win. We're going to yell, go win at the same time. And I want everyone to be so embarrassed, have FOMO that they missed this call, because guess what? You cannot get a copy of this unless you're on today's call. And we promoted the heck out of this training and you showed up, which makes you special and you different. So here we go, team. Unmute your mics. Unmute your mics. I'm going to record everybody. All of us on the team together. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. You guys ready? All right, team. Here we go. Ready? We're going to yell, go win on 3. And I want you guys to get excited. Like, yeah, afterwards. Here we go. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Go win! Let's go, team.
Let's go.
All right, guys. I want you guys to go out there, dominate the day. We'll send you guys the training and the copy of it in a second. Have a good God bless day. Talk to you guys later. Bye, everyone.
Have a good day, everybody.